Comic collector and getting your books graded, you really have only had two choices: CGC or CBCS. But since the pandemic started, with the number of people sending in their books to get graded, the wait times have gotten longer and longer, and the fees have gone up and up and up. Enter EGS, or Expert Grading Service. These guys are offering a grading service to compete with CGC and CBCS for your grading dollars by offering pretty good turnaround times and prices in line with what CBCS was offering. The real interesting proposition, though, is that you can do custom labels not on books designated by the company, but on any books you want. So I'm going to do an unboxing, and this will be a comprehensive review of not just their cases, but their grading, their customer service, and the all-around package that they offer. So let's rip into it. Oh, look at that. Oh, I like that. They have actually a system. Well, one of the books has slipped, but let's see. This book is kind of slipped out of its position. But otherwise, that's pretty solid packaging. It just looks like some of the foam broke there. So one of the things these guys were doing for a little while was, when they first came out, they were using Gator Guard cases, which is fine, but not really that professional in my opinion. If you haven't seen them, Gator Guard are sold, I think you can buy them on Amazon. And if you want to slab your comics at home for yourself, you know, if you just want to protect your comics, you want to put it on the wall, but you're not really concerned about value or actual grading, you can buy those. It's basically an upgraded top loader. So they have stepped up. They have new cases. I waited to send these books in so that I could get the new cases on these. And actually, the way they ship, like you saw in that overhead, pretty happy with. Let's get a look at these books. Like I said, I sent in one silver, one bronze, and one modern book, so that we could see, you know, how they grade, how the cases look with the books inside them, and with the custom labels. Well, so that's interesting. They come with a certificate of authenticity as well, and it has the grader's notes on the on the certificate here. I guess I just gave that away. So Green Lantern got a 5.5. This one I sent in just because I think it is a cool cover. Let's get this out of the plastic. My guess is these bags are similar to what you would get from Comics Pro or Proline or one of those. This is nice. This is better than what CBCS uses for theirs. I'm going to cover up the other books with this certificate of authenticity because I don't want to see the grades. But first impressions, 5.5 I think is a fair grade. It has all the usual stuff on the label. The label itself sits on kind of an angle. So, is there a well there? Yeah, there's no well for the actual label itself. So the CGC books, if you crack one open, the label sits flush against the front here and then wraps up over the top. This one has two separate labels. So there's the label in the front here, and this one on top is a sticker. Right? Like I said, we'll get some close-up shots of these. But for the sake of this unboxing, we'll have a look. The case themselves, these actually feel really nice. The case feels great, actually. Definitely a big improvement over just the standard Gator Guard case. It looks like it's pretty well sealed. They're pretty clear. The one thing I don't like, again, I'll get a close-up shot if I can. The way the book is sitting, it looks like it's kind of floating in the case. It is inside a sleeve, which is then sealed, but it's just floating. So I can see on this book that there's a bit of like a flop to the book on the inside. Otherwise, it looks great. These books that I sent don't really have a ton of value, except that I personally like them. I like the color combination on this Green Lantern book, and I think it looks dope. Yeah, the label looks alright. Label's okay. We'll talk about in the long run. Alright, there you go, Green Lantern. Next one, I know that this is Black Panther because I know the back cover of this book. Like I said, I'm not going to look at the grade. Let's get this out of there. I would like to be surprised. Alright, so I've got something to say about this book after. This book is a book that I've had for quite a while in my collection. I'm going to throw up some before and after of this book. Because when I got this book, it was real dirty. It had a lot of water staining. And in my opinion, it looks pretty good now. You can still tell that there is water damage, but it doesn't have the appearance that it used to have. And I'm curious what grade they gave this book. There you go. This one actually looks nice. I like that red and yellow combination, right? It's kind of matching the red and yellow of the cover. Again, I know the state of this book. It's not a high value book in its condition, and I just wanted this slab because this is one of the first early appearance first books that I had. I've had this for a while now. I've been working on it, trying to get it clean. This was one of my first big practice books. You know, it's not a penny book, but I got a good deal on it. Really interested to see what EGS gave this book. 4.5. Okay, I can take a 4.5 on this book. I know that it did. There's some color fading on the book. There's the water damage. There's some issues with the staples. What does it say for the grader's notes? Oh, that's Green Lantern. I do like this, that the grader's notes are just included on the certificate of authenticity. That is a nice touch. CGC, CBCS, take note of this. I like this. So, what does it say? Corner scuff, top and bottom, front left cover. Yep. Spine stress lines to the cover, deep scratches on the back cover. Yeah, I can show you that. There's it was a big crease in the cover, and there's some area in the top corner where the paper was wearing thin. Small crease top right, moisture stain back cover, stress lines front and back cover, slight color fading top. Yeah, all of that is 100% correct. So I think that's a fair grade. As far as grading goes, that's a fair grade. But we'll talk more about this later. But I'm stoked. That's actually great. And it has the same problem where there's just the flop in the book, and that's just how it sits in this case. But awesome. I'm happy about that one. Again, this is just going in my display case. This is going with my other Black Panther stuff because I love the cover. This Black Panther run is not great. This is Jack Kirby insisted on taking over Black Panther, and although the art is great, it's great Kirby stuff, the story itself is not good. Alright, here we go. And the Modern book. Modern book, again, PC collection. This is a Moon Knight book. I believe I sent them Moon Knight. Did I send them the annual? I think I sent them the annual. Yeah. This is the Moon Knight Annual 1 that just came out at the end of last year. This should be a high-grade book. I checked this over before I sent it in. It is the 1 in 25 variant, and who was it? It's Sienkiewicz. That's why I sent it. Huge Sienkiewicz fan. It's a really sick cover. I just wanted this one graded to put in with the rest of my Moon Knight stuff. It should be a 9.8. Yeah, I can't say anything wrong. This book should be a 9.8. Why I sent in a Modern book. What do we got? 9.8, there we go. And do we have anything on the grader's notes for this one? Do they include it with a 9.8? Moon Knight Annual number 1, 9.8. They do give you grader's notes. Corner scuff, top and bottom left corner front cover. Yeah, that's just the binder reissue. So, even on their 9.8s, they're giving you grader's notes. That's awesome. Like I said, CGC, CBCS, take note. You guys need to do this. Just include this little slip of paper. Some of that. There's the unboxing. If you don't want to stick around, like the video, leave me a comment below. What do you think of the grading? What do you think of these slabs? Like I said, there'll be some top-down shots so you can see closely. But what do you think of this stuff? If you're sticking around, I want to talk about the actual customer service and turnaround time of these books. Okay, so let's start where everyone's going to start, the submission process. It's very similar to what PGX offers. It's a web-based fillable PDF that you then print off and send in with your submission. So it's not quite as robust as the database-backed CGC and CBCS systems. However, EGS is responsive once they receive the book, and their turnaround times seem to be as posted. I sent my books in at their second tier, which said about 3 or 4 weeks, and they were spot on. They were also very quick to send me a notification when my books shipped out back to me. So all that is great. That is very straightforward, honest, and timely as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so let's have a look. This is what you're looking at on their website. Pretty basic website. There's nothing flashy here. You go to the submit books area and you get their fillable PDF. So this is just a PDF where you're going to fill in the books that you're submitting, if you're submitting them for pressing as well, or signature verification, or pre-screening. So you can fill all that in here. It'll calculate your price for you and give you a total at the end. Again, very similar to what PGX is doing. I believe it's the exact same PDF form. As far as I can tell, they look pretty identical. You then have to print it all off, send it in, like I said, and once they receive it, then they've got all your info and your books. With that, let's talk about their customer service. That's an area where I've had a real big problem with CBCS, though they just recently fixed it for me, so we'll see where that goes. But as far as EGS is concerned, it was all great. Very quick responses. If I sent them an email, I got a response, usually within hours, if not a day. You can see here I did the exact same thing that I did when I was testing out CGC and CBCS. After I knew that they had received my books, I sent them a customer service question within a few days, trying to get a follow-up and see what the response time was. Honestly, very quick. I then had another follow-up later on, and really the response came within an hour, I believe, of me sending the email. So the part of the customer service that I didn't expect, because nobody does it, was getting this. I know it is just a cheap piece of printer paper. This is not actually a foil, but nobody else does this. The important part here isn't their certificate of authenticity with your number, with your serial number. It's actually the grader's notes. I know CGC says now that they include grader's notes on all their books, but if you get 9.8, 9.6, 9.4, 9.2, maybe even 9.0, the chances that you're getting grader's notes on your CGC book, pretty slim. 9.8 especially, you're getting nothing. 9.6, I'd be amazed if you got grader's notes on a 9.6. But these came with everything. This is a level of customer service, right? Grading aside, it is nice to know that the grades are backed by some sort of reasoning why you got the grade. But this is a customer service effort, in my opinion, to send this out with all of your books. To let the customer know, hey, we actually did some grading. Here's what we found. This is a great idea. Yes, on CBCS and CGC, you can look up your grader's notes, but why not just have it in the box with my book, right? I'd love to see more of the companies do this. This is a customer service issue. This is a customer service regard. You can tell that they care about the people that are sending their books in. Great job, guys. Stick around, because this is going to be a long video otherwise. I'm going to put up a second video immediately following this one, and we will get into the actual quality of these cases and have a really detailed close look at that so we can have an honest review and comparison with the CGC, CBCS cases. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and follow along and hit the like bell or the notification bell so you can get the next video. If it's already done, that video will be linked up here. You can just click the video and follow along to the second part. If not, the other video that's here is going to be an unboxing of a pretty rare triple signed CGC book, so click that one and give it a watch as well.